Really sad locker room, that's for sure. Um, we all committed to give everything we had for those 12 guys playing their last time here in the factory. And, so didn't get it done. We turned the ball over 3 times and didn't take the ball away. And there's more to it than that. But that's the final, stat line that's going to pop now that it's all over.
Coach, having lost, now 4 in a row, what does this do to like your team's psyche that's, seen its main goals out of play now, but now has some secondary goals still in play? But what does this kind of like streak do to your guys' team?
Well, I told him in the locker room, apologized to him, and everybody feels horrible. I mean, that's a team that we got beat, but it wasn't because we laid down. I promise you that. Um, Guys prepare, work, are committed, care about each other. All of those things, all of those things are right, and that's not going to change. And so I apologized, to him, and then I also was crystal clear that, um, you know, we'll get our 24 hours and maybe a little bit more since it's a 10-day week or whatever it is with another long week. And, um, there is no other option other than their character resolve, the the togetherness and all of that. You know what I mean? Even just binding and bonding tighter together. Um, so uh yeah, I mean, we're gonna prepare. You know what I mean? We're going to prepare, and we're going to, our backs are against the wall. Um, and it's not over yet. It's not over. And so, we're going to fight. And so it's hard because right now, we need some time. But I also told them that there's a clock, and for all of us starts with me. I can't feel sorry for myself, and can't sit there and say if and but and all of that stuff. When it's time for us to get back and start preparing, we're going to start preparing because those guys in there are winners. You know what I mean? They really are. They're winners. And, we get judged by the scoreboard as we should, in terms of the winning and losing. But I know, I don't care what anybody says, that that's not ultimately, what defines you as being a winner or not. And I've got winners. And so that's what we're going to show.
And like showing results like that has like definitely been like part of like the theme of not just, and I guess like really just like your time as being a coach here at Eastern Michigan and this season alone, you fought back and had the comeback win against Central, saw an 18-0 hole, 18-0 hole, and then a 17-0 hole against Akron and then Buffalo. When you face those kinds of like deficits, do you need to even send like a message to your team? Is there even like that kind of discussion to, right the ship, or is it just the job's like understood by them?
Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit of both. I mean, you always need encouragement. We all do, and everybody needs to be reminded of who you are and what you're capable of, and things aren't over, all of those things. But, at the same time, again, when you have winners and guys who care, all it takes sometimes is a little encouragement and a reminder of who they are.
James Shankum, probably like one of the more like visually, obviously like more emotional guys on that field who like loves to play football, had 22 tackles today. Just curious to know like what you kind of saw to him, maybe like as like the season's gone on, it seemed like he put on a lot on his shoulders to really, really captain this defense. What have you kind of seen out of him?
He's an amazing story. He's an absolute amazing story. Like all those 12 guys that are in their last game tonight. He's an awesome, awesome young man. And he loves football. He's got such an optimistic, just bright spirit about him. You know what I mean? Um, and just his energy, his optimism, his love for the game. I mean, he thinks that that was on him, today. You know what I mean? He's got just this purity, you know what I mean? This humility, and it's real, plays so hard, cares so deeply, such a awesome fit for our program. It's been an absolute grand slam, him coming. I just wish we could have more time with him.
Did you say James had felt like he put more on his plate this week? Did Cole Snyder kind of do the same here with, putting more on his plate maybe because, seeing his old team across the way last week didn't go the way that he would have liked. Did he kind of feel like he needs to step up more this week?
That's a good question for him. I mean, I don't know about step up more. I mean, you know, our whole deal was just to stay within yourself and not make this, bigger than it is, right? I mean, you're not going to play well if you have all of those other outside thoughts and pressures and expectations. He's super competitive. He gave his senior share last night. Um, it was excellent. Um, he puts a lot into it. He cares deeply, man. Um, he prepares really, really, really hard, um, and is a competitor. So there's a lot of tears in the locker room right now. You know what I mean? Um, it's not over though. Like this is not the last game of the year. But we acted coming into it like it was, right? You want to go 1-0, you want to take one game at a time. And so, those guys, everybody put a lot into it, and that's coming off of, we've had some losses. We've had some really hard, close losses. And they've done, exactly, what we've asked them, but we don't even need to ask them. They're just our guys are winners, and we're going to respond. Yep.
With this being senior night, what made the senior class special to you?
It's really different senior class. Half the 12 guys, this is their first year here, so that's like in my career, that's just really never been the case. It's usually been fifth year guys, that came in as freshmen and have gone through it all together. And we have guys like that, but so many of the guys were here just, for the 1 year. But we just totally embraced that, from January on. It's just the guys did an amazing job of just saying, even though guys hadn't been here, they'd still played football at some point or someplace. And so they really bonded together. Pikes Peak was just a really special trip. I think for that reason this year. And so that's, one of the things that stands out about, I mean, Cole and Junkum, the two guys you just asked about, they could have been here for 4 years, as close as they are and as part of the program. But, they both got here in January.
And with Snyder, this was, he played his former school this week. And so how do you think, what was the strategy for Snyder for today's game?
Yeah, no different than if it was against anybody else. We prepared the same way.
And defense, it seems to be getting stronger every week. What do you think is the strategy behind them?
Well, we're trying to stop the run first and try to keep everything in front of us. We'd like to be taking the ball away more than we are, but again, we're playing pretty darn good defense, and just got to be a little bit more consistent and to do it for all 4 quarters. But I really think our offense, when we give our defense life, it's really helpful, and we just got to play complementary football.
Barry, you want to just talk about tonight's game and the touchdowns you scored?
Yep. I know both touchdowns came in the second half, so just doing whatever it took to win. We came out pretty slow in the first half, but we had to pass the ball a little more. So whenever the ball was thrown my way, I was just trying to make plays. Yeah.
Terry, I'm just curious, like, what is like a game like this, that's, an emotional loss, but it's been an emotional 4, really 5, if you want to include the central win. That was pretty emotional too. Like, what is the emotions? How would you kind of like view your emotions and locker room's emotions that, after this loss?
It definitely can impact the locker room, especially it sucks to lose, especially for back to back now. And like you said, it's a close game against Central. But a lot of the games, we started off slow. Um, but we got fight. We ain't gonna quit, whether it's senior day or not senior day. We got a lot of guys on this team that's gonna fight to the end. And we had a lot of hard fought games this season. And we came out on the losing end. Um, of a lot of them that we didn't want to lose. So it's definitely tough, but in this conference, can't get too high, can't get too low. We still definitely got a lot to play for with this last game, and a chance to go to a bowl game and win Michigan MAC. So
Obviously, you had the couple of touchdown scores in that second half too. Marcus Allen, makes a lot of big plays. Orin Singleton, of course, throughout the year too. Sometimes Al Griffin. What kind of responsibility do you guys at receivers put on your guys' shoulders, not just to make plays, but make plays when you guys need them?
yeah, definitely. Now we definitely know our capabilities on the outside. We're confident in our run game too. We know that opens to a lot of us on the outside. Cole's been doing a great job all year. Good game plans going through every week. Um, so just kind of stat games, and like you said, just we know our capabilities on the outside. We know we're capable of changing games, um, in a matter of a play or two. So um, just trying to stay confident in those abilities. We will hopefully come out with some wins.
Obviously, there's one game left on the regular season schedule. Big rivalry game too. It's obviously too early, you haven't gotten the game plan yet, but what do you feel like you and you guys have to do to, right the ship and end the season on a positive note?
Like you said, I mean, we got 10 days to, what I'm saying, game plan for Western. So we ain't gonna get too high, too low about this. Like I said, still got a lot to play for. Still got a chance to win the Michigan MAC, and get bowl eligible. So we're gonna get right back to work. 24-hour rule, and we'll be right back to it.
And starting from the beginning, this was senior night. What made the senior class special to you, and what are your thoughts on your senior class?
No, it's a special group for sure. I mean, I wouldn't want any other captains, seniors, to go play for. Them dudes play with passion the whole time. Justo, Ginge, some of those guys on defense, they played their butts off today, and really throughout the whole season. And it's just like I said, it's unfortunate we couldn't send them out the right way. Playing their last game here in the stadium. We definitely wanted to come out with a dub, but no, I love those guys for life. Sure.
What was your strategy and goal for today's game as a player?
Uh, like I said, just be a playmaker. Whenever my number's called, just go out there and make plays. Just being out there confident is, um, whatever my team asks, that's what I'm gonna do.
What were some memorable moments for you or today's challenges for today?
Uh, like I said, like we started off slow in the first half, but that was kind of challenging. But we went back in the locker room, made some changes. We knew what type of coverages they were running, and we tried to make some adjustments. But like I said, it was just a little bit too late.
My last question I had was, is there any goals or any thoughts before next week's game?
Just come out with the win. Just come out with the win. That's the only thing that's on my mind, and I know that's what's on everybody's mind in the facility, in the locker room. So everybody's gonna be walking out here with their head high. Like I said, we got the 24-hour rule, and we right back to it. You know what I'm saying? We got one thing on our mind right now. So we get one more dub.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it.
You guys haven't been told yet. 22 tackles is the most for a single player in a single game this year in the FBS. The previous high was 20 by two different players, one from Mississippi State, one from Navy.
Nice.
Sleep. Sleep.
And you did that with the other linebackers on the other team that were both leading the nation in tackles too. Obviously, you didn't get the team result you wanted, but for individual performance, what level of pride do you wear on that?
There's really none. Like,
I could have the best game of my life, but it don't end out with a dub. It don't mean nothing to me.
Mhm.
All that matters is a win. Like I could have 100 tackles, but if I don't get that win, it means nothing. We ain't win.
What, how would you guys like characterize your guys' just emotions that you're having right now in the locker room? I mean, obviously you guys are hurt, but I mean, is there like added motivation to like finish the season off strong?
Yeah.
Or you just
We don't back down. We don't quit. Like Coach said, the ticket to adversity or the ticket to admission to this team is adversity. We all faced adversity. You know what I mean? Adversity is nothing new to us. We're gonna keep on fighting until that clock hits 0. So it hurts. It hurts bad, but we're gonna come back next week. We got 24 hours to feel this pain, relish in it, and then come back even stronger with it.
How was that record if you feel with that amount of tackles?
It's good, but it's still the same thing. It's like we ain't win. So it don't matter. Like 22 is great, but I set myself for a high standard. If I get 22 and we lose, it ain't nothing.
With this senior night too, what made the senior class special to you, and do you have any thoughts?
Man, just this group of guys, like it makes me feel like I'm back in high school. Like everybody can be themselves on this team. There's no like thinking, oh, I can't say that. Oh, I can't do this because someone. No, it's like be who you are, be true, and everybody gonna love you. I'm a little crazy. I say some outlandish stuff sometimes. They all love it. They all embrace me for it, and that's why I truly love this team. Every fiber of my being.
Were there any moments that stood out to you today?
I would say, I mean, there were a couple, but the main one was coming out of halftime, us kicking it short, trying to get that ball back, and we ended up then recovering on the 50-yard line. Defense came out 3 and out, then offense came out and scored it, and we was back in the game just like that. And I'm just like, that's what I love about this team. We don't stop, we don't give up, we don't buckle down. We always fight, and that's why it's just this team's always gonna have a special place in my heart. Like I'm gonna come back. You know what I mean? After the league, come back and coach for this team because I love Coach Creighton and I love the fundamental, like just the fundamental he established in this team. Grit, hard work, all that. Like he's a great dude and he has a great program and the atmosphere that he creates, the brotherhood and family that I wish I was a part of all 4 of my years, but that's not how God planned it.
My last question I had was, is there any thoughts or goals before next week?
Win. We're not going to go out losing. We're going to win. And if God willing, we make it to a bowl game, we're going to win that. But it's all in God's hands. And whatever his plan is, I'm going to abide by it, without a doubt. Appreciate you guys.
like this?